Hey, this is Keith with How to Build Your Own Home. Sorry if I'm really dirty, but I'm out here at a job site. We are clearing, grubbing, taking out trees, doing all that kind of stuff on a mountain home. And I wanted to share with you a couple of thoughts with regard to this is why I have a list on my site. It's called the Homesite selection checklist. How to look for home sites that aren't going to be too much of a problem. Well, I took this problem on because it's one of the last pieces of land in a particular area that I like. As you can see, I'm up here in the mountains here. It's really pretty here. But I've been grubbing this lot here. And it's not just grubbing. I've been taking out boulders. And if you've been watching me for a long time, you know there's a kind of inside joke. Well, that's a nice boulder. I've taken out all these boulders here, and I'm gonna find a lot more. This whole line of boulders here, and you can see them on other cabin lots. They have, you know, boulders in their yard, and they've got boulders way over there in front of their yard. And so there are boulders everywhere. And luckily I've been able to clip them all with what's called an opposing thumb. Not my opposing thumb, but I've got a Traco over here. And I've been able to clip every single one of these and lift them and place them where I want to place them. But a couple things I want to go over here. I'm just a builder, and I just share what I do, and what I do, I kind of tell people what's up. There's one boulder I haven't been able to get out. This one here, a real monster. And you can tell when it's a monster when you get a good grip on it and you tug on it. And I've got a pretty good piece of machine there, and it doesn't budge. And that's where septic's gonna go. So I've got another job coming up in a couple months down here, and I'll have heavy equipment on that job. And I may just con them into coming over here and saying, hey, come over and take out, there's another massive boulder over there, and that's where the foundation is gonna go. I may just have them come over, take their Traco off, clip it, put it where I want, and be done. But I will be able to get most of this myself. Now my bids on this were $96,000, $110,000, quite a bit of money to do the excavation. So that's why I'm doing it myself. That's more than all that equipment combined. So I have here a skidster here, nothing like a Deere. I'm not a fan of Kubota. I've run Kubota and I've run John Deere. I've run Case, but I got two pieces of equipment here. And I bought them and I've used them on other jobs quite a bit. That there is the big expense in construction, having equipment like that. Now, if you've got a large or a parcel like this one, right? Now you can see, you can't really quite tell, but I've taken out a lot of trees. Now you compare that to the foliage next door, and it's just super dense foliage. And I needed to clear that up. Plus it's a massive fire hazard. Insurance can be a factor if you don't maintain your fire protection zone. And we took down a really massive tree here. I don't know if you can see that. It was dead. And we got lots of firewood all over the place. Even a stack over there of firewood. But you look at the dense foliage here, and then there. That's how we've cleared it. We've taken out that much. Some of these trees are just, when I first purchased this property, this here is a cedar. Now imagine the cost of hiring someone to take that cedar out. Cedar's a hardwood. It does a number on your chainsaws. It's beautiful and smells great. I love that. But that's a cedar right there. And They only get about 30-40 feet tall compared to this large ponderosa right there. Now that, it's not so hard to maintain some fire protection and cut it up 20 feet, and it would help out quite a bit. It's the chat grass down below. This stuff here, when it dries out, and if it catches fire, whew, the whole forest goes up. So when I talked with the fire chief and all that, they let me know a couple things to be aware of. And I used to live down the road there quite a bit, about 6 miles down the road, so I'm very familiar with it. So I'm going to put a lot of aspen up here because it's green and it doesn't catch fire nearly as bad as pine here. So we'll put a lot of aspen around the property and that kind of stuff. But I am clearing it of a lot of the drier cedar, which is the most notorious for catching on fire. But I had my whole lot was pretty much as dense as you see there. All right. Now when I got the excavation bids that were pretty nasty, that did not include removing of trees. I've hauled out, I think probably, let's see, 8 or 9 loads in that trailer over there. And I've hauled that out. But I wanted to go over one thing and just kind of help you understand. I've had this question a lot from subscribers, and even a lot of my students ask this question. I've got water runoff or a water easement or a creek or something going through my property. All right. And can I move that? Well, I can't say if you can or can't. I won't get in trouble by saying you can do that and then you go to some state official. Well, Keith, it had to build your own home. He said I could do it. I didn't say you could do it. But I'm doing it. This creek, it was a dry one. You can see where we're putting boulders right along here. All right. And we're actually going to move that about 15 to 20 feet that way. It's dry. It's not running off. The water that used to run on it used to run 24/7. Water would come down through this area, but they re-diverted it that way. Mainly because a lot of home builders down in this subdivision were building basements and others, and they were worried about water, and so BLM just redirected it that way. And if I were to walk that way about 150 yards, I'd see a nice crystal cold water stream. It's too bad it's not going through here, but it's fine. If there's a high runoff, it's possible water could come down here. I still have to maintain a 25-foot easement from that side of the property out this way in case they need to get access. BLM needs to get access, and also to maintain this waterway. And you'll see that I've got some culverts down here. And this is the one thing that I didn't notice until today when I was digging, that there are 2 culverts there. And that indicates to me at one time they were worried about flooding and it would flood up here. So they inserted another culvert a little higher up. There's the old one down below, right there. And then the other one is right there. And so it tells me that probably at one time it was such a high water that they had to add another culvert. And it goes across the river, across the road there, not the river. And it continues down that way. So I moved a lot of these boulders here. And I'm going to create kind of a deep wash right here. I'm going to re-divert that all the way up this way, all the way around. And I'm going to take the rock, I got lots of that, take the rock and I'm going to line it all the way up. Take it up, probably up where the machinery is there. Take it up that way, about another 30 feet, and then come back in to where it's naturally at. And why am I doing that? Because I can, but I can't. I can because I know how to do it. But one reason is because one of my posts for my house, which is the upper deck, it's right here. And it's about 2 feet outside of that creek. So it wasn't really amenable to really what I was trying to do. So I'm just gonna re-divert it with all the rock, make it look pretty, and be done. And it's gonna take a lot of work to do that, but that's what needs to get done. But you can see how much we cleared out here, all nice and clear, and you compare that to the house next door. And the other reason why I'm trying to do this is because I wanted to put the house back an extra 2 feet. I contacted the neighbor and asked him if we can thin that one tree. And the reason why is because if my main living is about 9 feet up, probably another 2 feet higher than my hand right now, you can see the view that would have. It's almost like an A-frame, but it's not. It's more like a 8-12 pitch with a lot of windows on the south bringing in that view. And a lot of those windows will open up, and there's a canyon up there. It's a nice cool breeze coming down. It's great. It's only about 78 degrees right now. It's about 82 right now. It was 73 this morning. So cool mornings. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you, some of the things I'm going through. The other thing I'm going through is I'm going to need to bring in some infill. I'm standing right about where the septic is going to go. I'll have to show you the septic design on this. It's pretty insane. In my neck of the woods, and it's happening in a lot of other parts of the country, septic designs, boy, I'm winded. It's 9,000 feet up here. I need to walk out here more and get some exercise. But they require what's called a makeup area, meaning in case the main septic goes out, then they can tap into a makeup area, and the makeup area is on the west part of the parcel over there. When I do that septic, I'll really take some time and go over that with you, show you the septic design and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to bring in a lot of fill here. As you see, this is going to be a walkout basement, and I'm going to bring probably the stem wall. Half of this cabin is stem wall, the other half is a walkout basement. So that stem wall is going to be right about this high. And I'm going to bring in clean fill. I'm going to roll it up to the home, mainly because I'm below grade of the center of the street here. It's a cul-de-sac, it's got gravel, but I've seen the snow when it melts. You could have 4 or 5 feet of snow out here, and I don't want all that melting into the house. I want it to melt here. I want to have a berm right here, and then I want to incline towards the house. So I stop water from coming into the basement. I stop water from coming into the house. And I want to do that 25, 30 feet away from the foundation of the home. So that's why I'm going to lift it up, but I'm going to need a lot of clean fill. And luckily there's a build down the street. And if there's some clean fill there, I'm hoping I can backfill and clean it up. But it's good here. We'll dig it out, get the foundation poured this fall, and then we're going to let it sit. I may, if I can, get the funds to do the bottom floor, which is with engineered 2x4 trusses. And if that's the case, we'll sheet it, and then we'll deck it with the decking material and encase and protect the whole thing. And the benefit of that is I can lock it up. I can bring all materials up during the winter, windows, doors, miscellaneous lumber, all kinds of stuff, even for roofing material. I can just start to store it up here and have it ready. So when that time comes in the spring, if it all works out next year, then we just frame windows, roof, and it go really quick. So, but we're hoping to get the foundation in this year. And so if that works out, great. So, and I'm taking it piecemeal because this is my build. So again, if you have any questions, post them. And every Thursday we've got live chat. So make sure you're there, 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which is 6 Central and 7 Eastern and about 4 o'clock Pacific. So if you're there and you have any questions, a lot of us have questions. It's great. It's fun. Chime in. And again, every Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Hope to see you there. Like, subscribe, share, and watch this build as it goes. This is called the Pinestead build. My daughter gave that name. And I have a challenge. I have an interesting invitation that I want to do. I want to invite any other builders that may have a great post, something unique. Go and do a post. Send it to me. We're going to try to find a place on the website where they can just submit it, and we'll sponsor your business. We'll let you say who you are, where you are, and what the video's about. I really want to reach out to a lot of builders that are interested in sharing what they went through, what they did, how they solved problems, stuff like that. I really want to open the channel to that opportunity. So if you are a builder, or even if you're an owner builder and you have a really interesting experience you went through, and the before and after, something like that, we are open to that too. So we're going to try to get this going and try to offer some videos from other owner builders, and even if it's just the raw video, we can do post-production on it. We can do all the editing and stuff like that. So don't worry about the editing. If you just have some raw footage with some b-roll, we can put that together. So message me on the site, and we'll try to get something on the website where you can message us, and then we'll give you an email and you can upload it right to a Dropbox that we'll have for you. So some fun things happening with how to build your home, and I'm dirty and I'm going to go home and shower and relax for the rest of my day, even though it's nice and the temperature is great up here. So you guys take care. This is how to build your own home.